What's going on, guys? Okay, listen. We're just doing a whole series here with the master Ryan Holley in the lab. Get Right Golf. Guys, Ryan below, you know the ground force master. Okay, we're going to do another video, but then we had to make this video because I wanted to show the difference in my driver before and my driver after doing all this ground force stuff. Guys, this is unreal, the comparison. So anyway, Ryan, show us the before and after of what a flaming pile of trash I was and how you just threw all the water on it and made me beautiful. So anyway, let's go through it.
Just started right, but that's okay. Man, like just hit drive everywhere. Like my goodness, is that any good?
All right, guys, listen. Like I'm so excited. I can't believe it. Okay, so the drive you just saw was an absolute rocket. So now Ryan's going to show us the tangible differences using the swing catalyst force plates with the quad, with everything. He's going to kind of give us a breakdown of the actual differences here.
Yeah, so I mean, long story short, we see 6 miles per hour club head speed. We see 10 miles per hour ball speed. Again, we went with the best one that you hit in the previous, in your first session. You capped this one out at 298, and you were 28.4 yards right. That last one was how far? 332. So a gain of 30 or 34 yards carry on that 6 miles per hour. Big change is attack angle. You go from 2.9 to 8.5. Now, that may be too much for you to play golf, and that's a conversation for you and Max to have. But as far as I'm concerned, if you want to hit it far, upward is a good trend. So
well, but actually though, we've seen this translate to the golf course already.
For sure.
Playing last week, this swing is money.
And I would argue that as a player or from a coaching perspective, having a player who wants to hit a fade be 8 degrees up on it is a whole lot better conversation than a player who's going to hit a draw and be 8.5. You want to invite a snap hook with no spin into your equation, be 8.5 up hitting a hook or a draw. Anyways, we see torque force go from a high of 170 pounds of torque, or 174, sorry, to 189 today. So pretty good increase there. In your verticals, we're going to see you at 228% of your body weight versus 207. And again, because of the bulking that you've done, 207 was 291% or 290 pounds of force. You're now at 228 and you're at 403. Now, just noticing this, that output seems a little bit low for me. And here you can actually see that your right heel is a little bit off the plate, which probably means I don't believe that you weighed 140 pounds at this point. So probably saw a little bit of skew in the data.
Right.
But overall, we still see a pretty massive increase. And obviously with the quad numbers, we know that we got a lot of speed out of it. So, and then from a horizontal perspective, again, that braking force that we talked about in an earlier video, you go from 203 newtons of force before impact to 408. And I believe that's the highest number I've ever seen there. So you're using 52% of your body weight to brace and stop moving forward, which is a huge amount. And it just, again, because you do it before impact, you get a chance to get it out to the golf club, which is obviously most important because every force that we create needs to be transferred to the golf club for it to really matter. You can create all the force that you want, but if it's done at the wrong time, it doesn't really have an impact on how fast the golf club goes. So all in all, like just massive changes. We don't actually see much in the look here. And if I change that to 2 cameras, from a face-on perspective, we don't really see much change.
Well, and that's because the drivers, this was after you already had me apply some of the things during the session, right? So this was me already applying some of the new footwork at the end of the session. Right. So which makes sense because some of the principles should be there. They just should be better now.
You got it. So a little bit of gains on gains, if you will.
Yeah.
So we don't know how actually far you used to hit it or what your club head speed was before we started monkeying, because we kind of jumped right into it with 7-iron because we saw some patterns that maybe we didn't like right out of the gate. So, but yeah, I mean, just huge gains across the board.
And again, repeatable fade every single time. So unlike what we're seeing with irons, we're seeing with the driver Because actually what I was struggling with before was a two-way miss with the driver. And so now I haven't missed one left yet today as a result.
And if we look on screen here, like all these little thumbnail videos, we're consistent. This is 312, 170 ball speed, 315, 170 ball speed, 305, 175, 325, 175, 313, 174, 322, 177, and then the last one that we hit was 332 at 178. So there's a really small dispersion. We're seeing the ball go exactly where we want it to, which has been really great.
For anybody that cares, elevation is at 0. All right? We ain't monkeying around.
So we can see here, everything is set. In fact, we are no wind, no nothing. Altitude is at 0, so we're at sea level.
Yeah. All right? Ain't no monkeying around here. So guys, again, just building off the video you saw with my irons and just the gains we've made, like, again, with the driver, what driver can you buy that's going to give you 6 kilometers, that's going to give you 6 miles per hour of club speed, okay, 10 miles per hour ball speed, right? And again, if I was to get fit at that driver, the old driver, like, I would have, it's a different type of driver and a different shaft.
I mean, it could be different settings. I mean, you might have spent $400 or $500 on a custom shaft that is no longer any good for you. So it's a dicey proposition for sure.
And again, this is only 3 months. Right. So this is from November 18th was our first session.
Yep.
Today's February 15th. So, you know, imagine what, again, like I said in the iron video, it's like, what is 6 months from now? What's a year from now of putting in these principles? And again, guys, having someone to diagnose these little character flaws in your swing, right? Like, I've hit it long. You guys have seen on the channel. I've always hit it decently long. I've hit the ball decently well. It's only been since I've put this stuff into play that I've turned the corner from hitting it well to hitting it really, really good. And we're seeing it with the data. And again, this is what I love about having all this data here, having the quad, having the force plates. We can see tangible proof and improvements that, you know, I'm on the right track. And again, I've only seen Ryan, this is our 3rd session together. So, you know, what's great is we can do these little check-ins, you know, periodically. It doesn't have to be once a week or anything invasive like that. And we can keep a pulse. And I'm just excited, like, you know, how quickly can I get to 185 ball speed, right? Like, if I just keep putting this stuff in, like, I think I can get to 130 club speed, 185 ball speed, no problem.
I think so too. Let's see.
All right.
Let's see.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Guys, all of Ryan's info is below. Trust me, you guys seen the gains this has made for me. I know this will help you. One of the best things I've done to improve my golf game has been working on my ground forces with Ryan. So hit him up. You will not regret it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, guys. And I will catch you on the next one.